Hey y'all, what's up? It's Matt. I am back for another video. This time, I did some writing. I'm doing this video on Sunday the 14th, and for those of you who have been alive and breathing this past weekend, through the day, there's been some really interesting energy. Dreadful is the right, possibly the right word for it. Through the day, there's actually been some sense of dread, and I didn't know what it was. I really couldn't figure it out. I thought it was me for a while, and I talked to some other people, and everybody has been feeling it. So I think it has something to do with the full moon that's coming up. So I did some writing. And it turns out, I think it's really just movement forward. I did a lot of writing, and I actually tried to do this video earlier today, and I couldn't read my writing, so I just transcribe it onto my laptop. So I'm going to read this, and then we will go ahead and talk. It's going to be a very simple video. We're going to talk about the full moon in Libra. So, well, the new moon two weeks ago literally asked us to strip our lives bare and step into a new reality that might seem dark, scary, and full of perilous situations. Honestly, it was setting us up to have us understand who we truly are and what we truly need to become these new, brilliant beings in this world. The full moon will be asking us to refine that path. Sit with yourself and see where you are, not just yourself, but how you relate to the world around you. Do you feel that you fit in? If not, what might you be lacking? Maybe nothing. Maybe the point is not to fit in, but to stand out like a sore thumb. Maybe once you realize that you need to stand out, that's where the magic happens. The full moon will definitely highlight our closest relationships. The kicker is our closest relationships with ourselves may be the sole thing in the limelight. For the next few days till the full moon and the days after, we may feel antsy, restless, and not at home in our own skin. We may wonder why things, changes, paths, decisions are taking so long to manifest in our reality. We want things now. Why wait till tomorrow? The shifts that are taking place between the new moon and the full moon are definitely highlighting a discrepancy between what we want and what we have. More or less, what we feel and what we have. We let go of a lot during the new moon, so we thought. Why didn't manifestation happen double time over the past few weeks? In fact, why does the universe feel empty and full of dread at the same time? Why are so many emotions back up for review? The reason for that could be simple. During this time, everything, including the emotions we thought we dealt with during the new moon, are up for review and coming back. If we want to move forward, we must go back a little bit for a standard review process. We must review both the positive and the negative aspects of what we let go. Does this serve us? Does this incorporate our best and highest selves? Do we truly think we can move on from the pain and suffering that we have been inflicting on ourselves for so long? If your answer is a resounding, I don't know, then you are definitely on the right track. We are meant to go back into our brains, emotions, thoughts, and deepest recesses of what we thought we had cleared out. We need to shine a light on the disharmony that still remains. You would think that we would be doing this in order to force our shadow side with enough force similar to that of a nuclear detonation. But this is not the case. See, the mind is not built for love, nor is it built to understand love. It is more built to be our worst critic and tell us everything that is wrong with ourselves. So for this week, and from here on forward, shine a light and give love to what still lingers. Understanding and love are the only tools you have against fear and hatred, especially self-hatred and misunderstanding. Access the divine love from your heart, and instead of trying to make the dark side leave, just say, I understand you're scared. I love you unconditionally. You see, love will never banish hate, self-loathing, or even your own shadow self. What it can do is provide a level of understanding and a feeling that hate and the shadow side has never felt. Compassion. If you offer love and understanding to your shadow side, it has no choice but to soften. In fact, you have no choice but to soften either. Your mind is built to tell you lies to keep you subdued. We are in a constant battle between the heart and the brain. Heart, brain. But saying, I know you are there, I love you, and I want to understand your fear will provide a whole new level of understanding for both sides. This is good for any other relationships that you might have. Offer compassion to those who you might be in disagreement with, have left, had a falling out with, or just generally don't understand. It's time to offer compassion to what has generally just been a fight. Instead of creating a bigger misunderstanding, infuse love and compassion into the mix. You've tried for so long to do it your way, to fight. Where's that gotten you? It is now time to try something new and see how that works. Then you'll start to have a better understanding of yourself. During the full moon itself, you'll be asked to review compassion and fear and how they are truly interchangeable in current and past dynamics. Change out fear for compassion and see how a past relationship, friendship, or general daily meetup might have been changed. Once you are able to do this, a healthier lifestyle with healthier boundaries for yourself awaits. You'll no longer need to be in fear of your daily life. You'll be able to see the other side of the coin. Compassion also means letting go and knowing that you're doing the right things for the right reasons. Keep your ideas in your heart where they can grow, not in your brain where they will never get off the ground. So this was a writing that I did earlier today. I kind of struggled to understand it, and then I left, and then I was trying to figure out what this feeling was, the sense of dread and the sense that something huge is coming. And I think what this is saying is that I also believe that this is the second full moon in Libra that we're about to have. The one that we had a month ago, we had the same idea come up, which is there are things that you need to access in yourself and ideas that you need to shine a light on. And I think we might have done it wrong originally. Instead of offering compassion, we had tried force. We had tried to say, you cannot reside here anymore. Whatever is here doesn't make any sense, and because it doesn't make any sense, it can't be here. And we can't allow that. We can't just force things out of our retrospective. We need to offer not only compassion and love to ourselves, but to everyone else that we don't understand. Because offering love and compassion and trying to understand a different side gains movement forward. Because you're not going to be in this place of trying to, let me put it this way. An immovable force versus an unstoppable object. They're both going to destroy each other. And I think what this full moon is about is just trying to stop battling. Stopping the battle with yourself, with your emotions, with other people, and just having more of an understanding of what is going on and the processes to which we can all live in harmony with ourselves, with other people, because that's where movement forward comes from. We've been in such a battle over the past couple of years with not only ourselves, not only our brain, and trying to get our hearts to decide and to make movement forward, but we've been in battle with everything else. I mean, look at the way the world is. You know, there's one side against the other. People are warring against each other. Nobody's really trying to understand what is going on. Nobody is really trying to understand the other side. We just want to shut it out and say, I'm done with it. I don't need this. This is not something I want to understand. Well, we've been doing that for so long that maybe it's just time that we start understanding the other side. And this full moon is starting very slowly with, okay, I'm uncomfortable. Why am I uncomfortable? This is stuff that I've dealt with a month ago. Why is it coming back up? It's stuff that has been coming up over the past few years or my lifetime. Well, there's a reason. Maybe, starting with yourself or your most personal dynamics and relationships, maybe you didn't deal with it effectively. So it's a good time to revisit how you're dealing with uncomfortable situations, whether that be yourself with your mind, your heart, or how you're dealing with the people that are closest to you. If you just said, fuck it, I'm out of here, I don't want to deal with Mary or Todd or whatever, because they're uncomfortable to be around. They give me the creeps. I can't deal with this. You're not trying to understand them. You're not trying to understand where they're really coming from. And you taking a step back and saying, fuck it, I'm shutting down, it closes down your heart. It just makes your brain go, wait, I can just shut everything off and not have to deal with it. And that's not something that we really need to do. We actually need to start dealing with the uncomfortable situations as they come up. And this full moon, unfortunately, we're going to have to start dealing with more uncomfortable situations as all of us start to become more in tune as a collective, and as we start to move forward in terms of what do we really want to do. Well, this is that first step. This is that first step of, okay, deal with the uncomfortable situation, deal with the hangers on, deal with the shadow side, because it's right close to home, and it's not even dealing with it, it is just giving it love. If you can give an uncomfortable situation love and understanding and compassion, again, that's not something that's really ever felt. Maybe a person that you misunderstood a while ago is just so used to fighting. So you stepping back and saying, you know what, I want to understand you. I want to understand this situation. That's something new. That is love. That is pouring light and beauty into a situation that had ultimately not had it. So during this week and from here on forward, I think we really need to start looking at situations differently. And that is huge, because we've been here before, and some of us, most of us, a lot of us probably have picked the wrong idea and picked the wrong path to go down, which is why we're back here again. And most of us are sitting really uncomfortably going, why do I feel an impending sense of dread? Well, the impending sense of dread is forcing you to take a look at everything that's coming up for review. And if we're being forced, if I'm being forced, if I know a bunch of other people are being forced, and it is a force, it is the universe just saying, hey, let's look at this. Let's see how we can make situations better. And if we can make situations better and infuse love and compassion and understanding of ourselves and of other people, then we can live together. And we can make this world a little bit better place. And also, it's a step forward in the right direction. Humanity has to learn to live together. We have to learn to love one another, love ourselves, and figure out where our next step is if we're going to start to heal as a collective, as human beings, as light beings. We have to learn how to heal ourselves if we're going to heal others. And for me personally, I've had to learn how to heal a lot of myself, especially reactions. I was very much reaction based up until a year ago. And even now, I'm very, there are still parts of me that are very much reaction based. So stepping outside and going, okay, what are these reactions? Why am I reacting this way? And how can I react better? That's very much something that was up for review a month ago. And it's coming back to be poised again. So it's nothing scary. There's nothing scary that's really happening. It is just We're scared because there is so much change behind us. And it's slowly nudging us yet again to go, okay, here's the scary part, here's the edge. Just jump, leap, and understand that no matter what happens, I got you. There is nothing scary about where you're going to end up. The scary part is leaping into the air and hoping that you're going to get caught. Just moving forward and going, okay, I'm going to deal with everything in my mind. I'm going to deal with everything in a more compassionate nature than I have. I can't just sit here and go, boom, it is my way or the highway. You know, as much as you want to say it's either the way I think or you're out. We can't do that anymore. We have to find the other side of the coin. We have to, again, infuse love and understanding into every situation that we go into, and that is very hard. That is the hardest thing to do when you're stressed, when you're unhappy, when you're not feeling well about your current situation. But I can guarantee you, if you take a step back, if you take one tiny step back and say, if I can choose to look at this a different way, maybe something good will come of it. That's all you need to do. And this week, starting this week, do that. Take a step back and say, I've been here before. I've tried my way. I've tried a different way. And if you haven't, if you've done anything else, then infuse love into a situation, you've done it wrong. So this week, every situation you go to that seems familiar, where you were scared as shit and didn't know what to do, step back and infuse love, infuse understanding. Say, I want to understand you. I want to understand this situation. I want to understand why I'm here yet again. And that will break the cycle. That will break the cycle that we've been in for so long. Because that's all the universe wants, is for us to start understanding one another. All right? Thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you for everything. Not sure what about the full moon I really said. But if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. And to everybody who's seen this on Higher Self, thank you for all the awesome comments. And I will talk to you later. I love you all.